like that. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Club Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos by hitting that notification bell, by the subscribe button as well. If they can donate to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, you can do so by hitting that notification bell as well as that subscribe button and Cash App in the ticket right there, $ BJ Matthews. Again, $ BJ Matthews, or through our YouTube page, the same line where it says like, share, subscribe. Thanks. Hit that button, you'll be able to donate that way. So let's get it popping. All right, before y'all enter and hit that, like button, what I'm saying, comment, subscribe, share, all the good stuff, what I'm saying. Salute to my little plays for keep. My Nets can't catch a break, shaking my head. We're going to talk about the Nets tomorrow, but today's the Clipper talk, bro. Appreciate the comment, little bro. So like I said, hit the comment, hit the like button, and subscribe, share, all that good stuff, man. We got some good topics today to talk about, man, and we're going to let people in. All my Clipper people need y'all today. A very good, successful week for the LA Clippers. Them going 3-0 against the Houston Rockets at home and on the road, and the San Antonio Spurs yesterday on the road as well. They have another game on tomorrow against the Utah Jazz, who has been rolling. They're 7-3, I believe. They just beat the Lakers last night, so they're coming to the Clippers home tomorrow, and they got a chance to, beat the Utah Jazz, keep the ball rolling, hopefully get 4 straight. Paul George looking good for Gold Clips. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. PG. We're going to talk about PG as well, man. But for people who do not know what the Clipper Talk is every single Saturday we have reports, on a weekly basis about the Clippers, about the team, the games they play, the players, and good and bad, the coach, and everything that we got, the news. We do this every Saturday, so make sure all my Clipper people always pull up on Saturday mornings for the Clipper Talk. 57 KP News. We did that last night. BJ Salute, Clip Gang. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clip Gang on bang. There's a few topics I really want to get into as far as what I feel like the Clippers are headed right now. Yes, they got 3 wins in a row. I like the energy. I like the, camaraderie. I like the, the chemistry they played with. There's still some kinks that need to be ironed out. There's still some questions that we need to get answered. So let's just do one step at a time. Let's start with the player rotation first. This has been something where people have kind of been trying to figure out what's going to happen with the Clippers as far as, who's going to start, who's going to finish, all that good stuff, right? That's what's been the question. Who's going to start at the point guard? Are we going to get a backup center? Who's going to start at the wing? When is Kawhi coming back? Is Paul George a number one option? How long can he be in with Kawhi being out? All these questions tie into player rotations, right? What is the word that people use for the Clippers right now? They say they're the deepest team in the NBA. Now, I'll have to somewhat kind of back off that a little bit, because if you're the deepest team in the NBA, you getting beat by the Oklahoma City Thunder twice when you're missing Paul George and Kawhi Leonard shouldn't derail you. And then one of the games you had, Paul George, you still lost. That question is my question about them being the deepest team. Do I think they're a deep team? Yes, they are, 1 through 11. But I think the chemistry has not been, all the way figured out yet. And I think they're not as together as a group yet. I see a lot of ISO ball. I saw a lot of, my turn, your turn between Paul George and Reggie Jackson. A little bit of Norman Powell. Very little ball movement. I'm talking about the losing streak they suffered last week, right? I saw a lot of that going on. I said to myself, when they lost to the Pelicans, they're going to have to get on the same page as far as, sharing the ball, being able to, play as a team, playing defense. And they have to find the right rotations. And I saw Ty Lue try to figure out what's the right rotations. Okay? First thing is first, the point guard position. I've already said it over and over, and he keeps proving me right. John Wall is the better player between Reggie Jackson and himself. He continues to get less minutes than John Wall and still puts up more points, more assists. And as far as the impact in the game, getting players involved and getting them in their spots, John Wall is the better player, the better fit for that starting group, right? So I don't know when they're going to start John Wall or Reggie Jackson, but I think it's evident as far as, the Clipper people that can say in the comment section, he should be starting right now with Reggie Jackson, point blank, period. And John Wall, to me, he's He's a starter. Reggie Jackson's a bench player anyway. He's been a bench player pretty much his entire career since, other than Detroit, where he wasn't really all that impactful, right? Reggie Jackson's a great sixth man. That's where he excels at. That's where we get the excitement at. Reggie started for the team last year because we had injuries. But now that all the guys are back and we got John Wall now, he can fall back into his role. I said that very, very clear. Once our guys get back, people can fall into their actual roles because we had a lot of players last year playing up to roles they were not called to do. So they didn't make it look as easy as, say a Paul George would look at, or John Wall, or, another starter when Kawhi comes back, how it'll make him look. There are players that are stars and there are players that are bench players, right? So John Wall finally played his first back-to-back, which is good. So we're just waiting to see when he's going to start for the Clippers. Then I look at Ivica Zubac, right? Actually, I'm gonna leave about Ivica Zubac later. I want to talk about Norman Powell. He's been struggling quite a bit, and Norman Powell, he came on to the team to be a scorer, be the third or fourth option, right? Just like Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson and Norman Powell both came in to be the third and fourth scorers for the Clippers. And you could probably put Marcus Morrison, but Reggie Jackson and Norman Powell came into the team as being the third or fourth scorers. So they're both averaging 10 points a game, but they're shooting below 40%. I think Norman Powell is shooting 40% from the field. Reggie Jackson shooting 36%. So they're both shooting poor from the field. The thing with Norman Powell, what he's doing, I see a lot of his shots. He's trying to find his shot. He's being aggressive, looking to score. He's taking good shots. They're just not falling, right? He's been a little turnover prone, which is, I'm not really worried about. I know Norman Powell's going to figure it out. But it's completely different from what we saw when he first came on the team last year. Remember the first game he played, I think it was the Milwaukee Bucks last season. He had scored 28 points in the first game. And then we said to ourselves, okay, we got a dog, we got Norman Powell, we got a third option. But he hasn't been that for the team. You know what I'm saying? He's barely averaging 10 points, and he's shooting at a very inefficient field goal percentage. You know what I'm saying? Reggie Jackson, I think people are riding so much on what he did in 2021 and a little bit of last year to the point where he's trying to find his niche now that we got PG back and Kawhi's coming back. I think some of his shots are a little bit, inefficient. He doesn't shoot the best quality shots. He shoots a lot of long threes, and it takes him out the game. It takes his team out the game. He leaves the offense stagnant, and he doesn't want to play defense. So you have a person who's taking in about shots, and as well as not playing D. You got a problem. You got the game starting off very slow when Reggie Jackson started off with John Wall. You got Norman Powell who comes into the game. He's replicating what Reggie Jackson is doing by not putting the ball in the basket. You got problems. So Ty Lue again is trying to find rotations for the Clippers from here on out. Let me look at some of these comments. He said Wall needs to start. Absolutely. John Wall needs to start. No doubt. Appreciate that, D Nice. Salute my man Jay Ferg. What's good with you, man? Clippers should get LaMarcus Aldridge. I wouldn't want them. I'm gonna tell you who they should get in a minute. I'm gonna bring up who they should get. But LaMarcus, I think because he's a little bit too undersized at the big man position, I think we'll pass on him. But I kind of get what you're saying. Appreciate that comment. But like I said, if I look at the starting five, John Wall needs to be starting and let Reggie come off the bench. Norman Powell, to me, he's going to have to get, the ball rolling, which I think he will very soon. Ivica Zubac has been probably the most consistent Clipper on the team right now. He's really upped his game from last season. I see a lot of him rolling to the basket, catching the ball, finishing, dunking, rebounding, protecting the rim on a consistent basis, averaging double-double points and rebounds. It's very encouraging to see from Mr. Zubac because we don't really have size in the paint right now. Ty Lue has been trying to go to that small ball lineup, which has aided us up against the teams like the New Orleans Pelicans, against the who else did we lose? The Phoenix Suns. That small ball does not work. Only to certain teams, but that can also play to our dividends if we use the small ball at the right time. Small ball is used when a team, it can exploit your big man. You have to be able to, come off of screens and guard all 5 positions. Kind of like what Luka Doncic did last year to Zubac. That was the time to use small ball, put like a guy like Nicholas Batum or Robert Covington in, because they can actually move their feet to, stay in front of Luka. You know what I'm saying? So that's the time to use small ball, right? But as far as Ivica Zubac, he's been the most consistent Clipper, right? He looks great. He looks like he's in good condition. The only thing I would just want Ivica Zubac to do is not, commit so many fouls, man. That's the only thing that's killing us. When he's committing fouls and getting foul trouble, it takes the momentum out of the game. It slows the game down. He needs to learn how to do, I think, his post defense a little bit better. He protects the rim great, but I think when players start to back him down or try to say and give him in foul trouble, they're gonna take him to the post. So he has to do a better job of staying on his feet. Has to do a better job of not putting his hands down, keeping his hands up. A lot of stuff that he can do to correct the problem. But he's been great other than that. Also, before I move to the next sequence, I said who I would probably take. I would take this guy, DeMarcus Cousins. I think we need to up our center position, and I think he would be the perfect fit. What we're missing is an enforcer. We have an enforcer, Marcus Morris, but I think when we had DeMarcus Cousins in 2021, he's that guy to kind of be the enforcer for the team, as well as, he can score in the post, he can shoot, stretch the floor, and he's just another big body. I think he will work better for us than LaMarcus Aldridge. D. Nice, appreciate the comment, though, because it's what he can bring to the team. And I think he can still be a very valuable asset to a team where he can come to this team with the Clippers. He can play with John Wall, who is, his Kentucky teammate, one of his best friends. He can come back to the Clippers, where I think he really liked a lot of the players on the team. So I don't know if the Clippers are going to get a backup center or not, but I think if they choose to get one, I think this would be the perfect fit, DeMarcus Cousins. And also, let me say this as well. I think this player rotation needs to be done by game basis, because the Clippers are so deep as far as 1 through 11. So they have 11 players that should be playing, 15 to 20 minutes a night at least. They should try to figure out what team has what type of personnel. Is the team be playing up against a jump shooting team? Are they a transition team? Are they a defensive team? Are they a system team? Are they an up and down team? Like, what type of team are you playing up against? That's going to determine who should be playing and starting, who should be getting the heavy minutes. Terrence Mann, a player to me who will be perfect when you have a team that has, high offensive guards who can score to put the ball in the basket. Terrence Mann can be a defensive problem for their guards, like, say, New Orleans Pelicans. I think he'd be a perfect match for that type of game, where you got CJ McCollum, you got guys who can score. Terrence Mann, you can put on them to play defense and run the floor. You know what I'm saying? You might have a game with Luke Kennard where you need outside shooting. I think last night would have been a perfect game for Luke Kennard, because the Spurs got hot in the second and third quarter, and the Clippers fell behind because they did not have the outside shooting at that time. They had Marcus Morris, who wasn't making a lot of shots. Paul George is keeping them afloat because, he's the best player on the floor. But I think the personnel that we have and the pieces that we have, we are able to have whatever personnel we want. But Luke Kennard, he should be on the court when you need to spread the floor and you have the opposing team that can shoot. Luke Kennard should be on the court at all times. Norman Powell, same thing. When you want to, I think with them, they're trying to wait to see when Norman Powell actually gets into his flow and gets into his niche. That's why I think they're really waiting on for the Clippers. That's why I think they're giving him so many minutes still and letting him, go through his slump, because they brought Norman Powell there to be a third or fourth scorer. But that's nonetheless everything I got to say about the rotation. I want to move to the next sequence. Keep hitting that like button. Clippers undefeated this week, right? They went 3-0. Last week I was very critical of them. They were not putting out effort. They were not putting out, they're not sharing the ball. I got on a lot of the players on the team, who did not show up last week. But I got to give this player credit for what he did all through the week, and I think he's going to be the Western Conference player this week, and that's Paul George, right? Keep hitting that like button, y'all. Keep hitting that like button. right? I've been hard on Zubac for the past few years, but I ain't gonna lie, he's playing like an all-star this year. Yeah, facts. He's playing like a player who's been, you know what I'm saying, in the gym, right? But I want to talk about PG. Uh PG to me, like I said, should be the player of the week in the Western Conference. Right? I think he should be the player of the week in the Western Conference. If I look at his statistics, let me pull him up right quick for this week. He's averaging 32 points. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do this. Let me do this. He's averaging 32 points off of 58% shooting from the field and 54% shooting from the three. Right? He had 6 steals against the Houston Rockets at home on Wednesday. He's playing both ways of the ball. He's shooting the ball at a high clip. He's playing aggressive. He's coming off screens hard. He's playing defense. He's attacking the basket. He's not forcing shots. He's being aggressive. He's being under control, not turning the ball over. So I got on Paul George last week about this, and I said I didn't like the fact that he said he was going to be the second option to this team. I feel PG could be the first option or be 1B to Kawhi Leonard. It would be nice that Kawhi will be the best player on the court. It's nice that PG will be the best player. That's what the Clippers need. In this league that we're in right now today, you need to have at least 2 all-stars or, you know what I'm saying, a superstar and another superstar to play at their highest level to win. That's just the era that we're in right now because it's too much talent. Right? But I want to ask y'all a question. With everything going on with Kawhi, like right now, going on with Kawhi Leonard, you know what I'm saying, missing these games and sitting out. We don't know, you know, when is he going to start playing consecutive games and when he's going to start playing high minutes. We don't know that. The Clippers are 5-4 right now, and they're trying to figure out what Paul George they're going to try to figure out when they're going to bring Kawhi Leonard back on the team, right? And Paul George is going to carry this load on the Clippers, right, for right now. My question to you guys is this. Do you feel, and this is a hypothetical question, do you feel that Paul George, how far do you think he can take the Clippers if it was just him on the team? I want y'all to put in the comment section, how far do you guys think he can take the Clippers if it's just him? Not to say that Kawhi ain't coming back. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to come up with some type of soliloquy because I thought about this the other day. One of my friends told me this. He said he thinks that they should start playing through Paul George as the first option and Kawhi should be the second option when he comes back. So I thought about it. I'm like, okay, so essentially you're saying that PG's a better player than Kawhi. And that's what he said. He said, yeah, at this point of his career, in this stage of his career with Kawhi going through the injuries, and Kawhi having a serious ACL injury, and PG, you know, in the prime of his career, you feel like PG's a better player at this point of his career. Now, I disagree because I think when it comes to the playoffs and the big moments, I think Kawhi is the best player in the league. The only thing that's holding PG back is this mental approach where I think every single night he believes he's the best player on the court. That's why I think he holds PG up. But as far as his game, his overall game, I've already told you, I think he has probably to me next to Kyrie the most skilled game in the game, and he also plays defense on the other side of the ball. So that's what he has going for him, right? PG led the Clippers to the Western Conference Finals. He said Troy Gardner said Dwight Howard second or third round. Jay first says I said second round West Conference. So everybody say second round of conference finals. So essentially you're saying they're gonna probably lose to the Golden State Warriors. Right? That's what you're essentially saying. Now, that's fair. This is why I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put up a list of teams with their best players. I want y'all to tell me, would you take Paul George over the team leading the best player on these teams? Let's start from the top. The Atlanta Hawks, we got Trae Young. Are you taking Paul George with Trae Young? I am. The Charlotte Hornets, are you taking PG over LaMelo Ball? I am. Miami Heat, are you taking Paul George with Jimmy Butler? I am. It's close. It's close, but I'm taking PG because of what he can bring me to the team. And I think PG is a better mismatch for the Miami Heat players than Jimmy Butler is. Right? Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero. Yes, I'm taking PG over him. PG over Bradley Beal. Yes, over the Washington Wizards. Now, this is going to be interesting. PG over Luka. People today would say Luka Doncic. But I can make a case, and this is a case I can make, that I could take PG over Luka. Because he can bring me both ways of the ball, that Luka's only one side of the ball. And I'm not talking about a guy who's two-way, just average. I'm talking about an elite two-way player. Based off what he did this week, how he played, if he plays like that against every team he plays up against and has that confidence and belief when he steps on the court, he's the best player, I'm taking PG over Luka all day. Because Luka, yes, while he's an offensive guru, he does hold on to the ball. He does leave his offense stagnant. And you need pieces around Luka to help him win. You need defenders and dogs around Luka to help him win. PG, he has the ability to score and defend. Right? But if you want to say Luka, okay, I got you, but I can make the case if PG has his mental, if you get PG's confidence going, don't let him get his confidence, because once he gets his confidence, there's no stopping him. And he'll challenge you on the other side. So that's an interesting one. Houston Rockets, we already seen what happened. You know, Jalen Green, Kevin Porter, whatever you want. You know, Eric Gordon. There's no mismatch for PG. PG over Ja Morant. I'm taking PG. Ja Morant still a, you know what I'm saying, still a young pup. He has not proven anything in the playoffs yet. He has a lot of hype, and I would not put Ja Morant over Paul George. Right? Paul George against Brandon Ingram. I'm taking PG. Now, here's the deal with the Pelicans. The Pelicans have been a mismatch for the Clippers. That's the one team that I do not really want to deal with in the playoffs, because they have the personnel to make the Clippers uncomfortable. Now, full strength, I know we'll beat them, but as far as since last season, they've been having the Clippers number. They've been that team that's just been an itch, just a bad rash on the Clippers' back. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm taking PG over BI. I'm taking PG over CJ McCollum. I'm taking PG over Zion Williamson. I'm taking them. San Antonio Spurs, you seen that last night. You know what I'm saying? Vassell, or, you know what I'm saying? I forgot the other kid's name. I don't even remember. That's how, you know, irrelevant they are. Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic or PG. Nikola Jokic, same thing with Luka. He can only play one side of the ball. And I talked about this a while before. I said Nikola Jokic, they say he needs Jamal Murray to win, right? Which Jamal Murray, yes, he did what he did in the bubble, but he's not a top 5 point guard. If you're saying you need Jamal Murray that bad to win a series, I gotta kind of question some things when you are in the playoffs. Regular season, no, Jokic, great. You know what I'm saying? High PER, all that stuff, right? But when it comes to the playoffs, it's a different story. Right? Same thing with Luka. Nikola Jokic cannot play D. You have to have guys who can play both ways of the ball when it comes to the playoffs. So people will say Nikola Jokic all day because of recency bias, but I can make the case again, just like with Luka, I can bring PG. It just depends on PG's confidence level. He has to stop taking a back seat by default to other players when you have the skill and ability to do what you did. We saw PG take the Clippers to the conference finals in 2021 without Kawhi Leonard. So, you know, you tell me Nikola Jokic can't win a game against the Phoenix Suns in 2021. You telling me against the Warriors he can only win one game? So, same thing with Luka. Minnesota Timberwolves, I'm taking PG over Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm taking PG over Anthony Edwards. Oklahoma City Thunder, I'm taking PG over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm taking PG over Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers because he can play both ways of the ball. Notice every team I've named so far, I can make a case. I'm taking PG. Utah Jazz, I'm taking PG over Jordan Clarkson. I'm taking PG over Lauri Markkanen. I'm taking PG over Mike Conley. I'm taking PG over all those guys. Golden State Warriors. Okay, you want to pick Steph Curry over PG? Fine. I'll take Steph Curry over PG. Lakers, I'm taking PG over Anthony Davis. At this point of his career, I'm taking PG over LeBron James. LeBron James's numbers, people will look at it and say, oh, he averages 30 points a game, but they're non-impactful. They're not equaling wins. And I'm going to talk about this probably in a couple of days about how they need to start running the offense through Russell Westbrook instead of LeBron James. And the Lakers look a lot better with Westbrook at the point, right? I hope y'all still with me. Keep hitting that like button. Phoenix Suns, I'm taking PG over Devin Booker. When they faced off in the 2021 playoffs, the best player on the court was PG. Seriously, go back and look. He was the best player on the court. It wasn't Devin Booker. It wasn't Chris Paul. I'm taking PG over those two. Last page. This is the last one. Who you taking between PG and Jason Tatum? I'm taking PG all day. I seen Tatum last year in the playoffs. Like I said, he had a great run. But can you do it again? KD, Brooklyn Nets. Another one. I'll take KD over PG, but it's only by a hair. And to me personally, KD's starting to drop a little bit on my list because of what he did in the playoffs last year and how he's not playing defense on the other side of the ball. Because he's such an anomaly on the offensive end. You almost have to take KD by default because we haven't seen nothing like him before. See, people getting off Kevin Durant. But it's not by much. New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson and PG. I'm taking PG over them. Julius Randle, RJ Barrett. I'm taking PG. Sixers, PG or Joel Embiid. Here's the thing about Embiid, man. I'm starting to somewhat, I'm not going to say lose respect for Embiid, but I'm starting to see what he is. And when people say that he comes off as somebody who can't get you to that next hump, that he's not going to make that extra push to get you over the hump. If it gets to a point where it's too hard or too difficult, you can probably get him to quit. Not taking away from what he can bring to the table because he's obviously magnificent. But by this season and basically just by sometimes his body language on the court, there are certain times I watch Joel Embiid and it's just like, yo, for you to be 7'2" and to be taking the mid-range jump shots and not asserting your dominance in your in the paint, I gotta somewhat question your killer mentality. I gotta somewhat question your killer mentality for Joel Embiid. So, I mean, PG or Joel Embiid, I'll have to come back to that one. Toronto Raptors, PG or Fred VanVleet, I'm taking PG. Chicago Bulls, PG or DeMar DeRozan, I'm taking PG. Cavs, PG or Donovan Mitchell, I'm taking PG. Detroit Pistons, PG or K. Covington, I'm taking PG. Pacers, I'm taking PG over who I don't know who's on the Indiana's Pacers best player. Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton, I'm taking PG. So all those teams I named, and out of those teams I named, only 2 or 3 I can say I would put over PG. Giannis, Steph, who's the third person? Giannis, Steph, I guess you could say Joel Embiid, KD, you can say that. But other than that, you really can't say anybody else. Trae Young is not better than PG, Dejan. Stop that. Because he's a liability on defense. Jimmy Butler is better. It's weird to kind of Jimmy Butler is like the reverse of Paul George. Paul George has the talent over Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler has the mental edge. But what I say PG is because of basically what they've done in the playoffs and just by looking at their games, who I would take. I'm taking PG. Now you can take Jimmy Butler, but I'm taking Paul George. Paul George. Oh, look, I'm telling you, D Nice. Luka does not play the other way of the ball, and people look at it just like, oh, he's scoring a bunch of points, but don't take into account how many shots he's taking, how bad he is from the field, right? So those things matter. PG's mental games, yeah, that's the thing that worries me at times. That's the only thing. But as far as his game, you can't really say anything, anything bad. Hold on, I got to text y'all 1 second. Okay. We know the truth about atrocities that the devils run through the room to people. Robbie Bean, okay. So where do you rank PG? I rank PG top 10. Hands down. He's top 10. Easy. PG's top 10 easy. Booker and Joel Embiid, Jokic are already. Luka, Jokic, Ja, Booker. I wouldn't say Booker's overrated. I think, well, yeah, actually I would, because that one season they tried to put Booker with Kobe Bryant. They tried to say that he was, this, that, and the other. So you can say that. Joel Embiid, yeah, I think he's overrated too. Little Rock, what's up, little bro? I'm gonna drop this link in a minute. But basically, what I'm getting at where I read all those people is because I don't know if PG believes it, but when I tell people that PG can be a top 5 player, I don't think he believes. I don't know if he believes it. Nobody's told him that before. But if we look at Paul George, his game, I mean, as far as his game, what weaknesses does he have? He is a 3-tier scorer. He can dribble the ball. He can play defense. He can play make when he wants to. He has the 6'9" wingspan. He has athleticism. He has quick, as far as his game, I'm not talking about mentally and all that. I'm talking about his actual physical game. What weaknesses does Paul George really have? I can pull out weaknesses from Luka. He don't play D, and he's inefficient. But he can score that ball, though. Ja Morant, undersized. Doesn't have a consistent jump shot. He's learning off the set shot, but he doesn't have a consistent jump shot where he gets hot automatic. That's not who he is. Right? Jokic doesn't play D. Devin Booker. Well, Booker, he's starting to learn how to play defense. Right? He's starting to say he's better. He's playing defense. But I'm not putting him over Paul George. This ain't Indiana. Bro, this PG's better than Indiana PG. How is Indiana PG? All Indiana PG is more athletic. But as far as composed in big situations and games, this is the best Paul George we've seen. I don't know where that comment even comes from. This ain't even Indiana PG. Yeah, he's better now because he's a better overall player. He's a more complete player. You're really trying to say PG better than Luka. I'm telling you, if you look at the games they play, Luka has weaknesses in his game that Paul George doesn't have. And you have to put pieces around Luka to be successful. I'm not one of these people that go by recency bias. I'm not one of them. Just because all the commentators and media people say it doesn't mean I'm going to say it, because most of them don't even watch basketball as it is. They go by narratives. They go by stat sheets. They go by all that other BS, but they don't actually watch the game physically, or none of them really played it. So I look at the game different from a lot of other people. I remember I said back in 2018, I would take Paul George. I would take Damian Lillard over Russell Westbrook. And this one, Russell Westbrook come out the MVP. I said I'll take Damian Lillard. What? You take Damian Lillard over Russell Westbrook? Russell Westbrook is a triple-double king. He won the MVP. I said I'm still taking Damian Lillard. He's more composed. He's more of a leader. He's a big shot taker. He makes better decisions. And what happens the next season? They eliminate the Oklahoma City Thunder in the playoffs with Damian Lillard doing a walk-off three. I said Russell Westbrook coming off the bench for the Lakers will work, and look at what they're looking at like right now with Russell Westbrook coming off the bench. Right? And I can just go on and on. I said Donovan Mitchell is better than John Morant. And I said all he needs is a team around him that's going to help him play defense. And I think Donovan Mitchell is a better complete player than John Morant. And you look at what Donovan Mitchell's doing right now. He got the Cavs 7-1 right now. Second best team in the East. So I'm very comfortable when I say something. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But when it comes to stuff like this, when evaluating players, I'm pretty good at doing that. Right? But let me go ahead and put this link in the chat. Let me go ahead and look at some of y'all comments while people come in. There's the link right there. If y'all want to come in and cook with me, go ahead. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You are right. The people are waking up and lives no longer will continue. I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow. Me and my boy, we're going to talk about tomorrow. Let's see. OC Love, what's good, bro? What's good? But yeah, I like what I've seen this week, man. I like what I've seen from the team. They're gonna have to continue this against the stronger teams like the Jazz. They got the Cavs coming up. They're gonna have to do that against the stronger teams, right? And then we'll really see what's what, and we'll be able to kind of get a better evaluation because yes, they did beat the Rockets and the Spurs, but those are not powerful teams. The Spurs are actually 5-4, so they're actually playing above their level, but they're not projected to be like a top team because they don't have really no top players yet. They don't really have no top talent. Oh, see how the message come in. See. If y'all want to come in and cook, there's a link. But some of the other stuff I'm looking at too. If I look at with the Kawhi situation, since my man D Nice pretty much brought it up, the Kawhi situation. At a point in time, yes, I'm concerned to a limit because it's annoying to keep having him on the bench and not playing. But I do think he will be coming back, and I think they need to take their time. I remember Marcus Morris had the same injury as this before, and he was out for a month last season. They brought him back. He was good as new. He hasn't had knee problems since. So they might have to think about doing that with Kawhi. I just wish they were more transparent what their plan is. OC Love, what's good, bro?
What's up with you, man?
How's it going, man?
I'm all right, man. Yeah, man. I agree with you on the PG thing.
what you
Well,
agree with?
I'm saying he a top 10 player. People they don't break down the games, man. They don't really look at what he's doing out there on the court, and they just go on what the media goes off of and what these you know big name commentators say. So that's what they usually go by. They don't really break down what he's doing on the court.
I agree. I agree. Well, what do you think? Why do you think he doesn't get the same respect as say a Luka or a Devin Booker? What do you think about PG people don't give him that same type of love and respect?
Because he's an easy target. He's an easy target because of what he's been through in the past. So everybody, when they jumped on him back then, everybody just goes along with what everybody else says. So because he's an easy target, they just keep that narrative going instead of look at what he's doing since. That's what I think.
Yeah, and what's funny is people bring up the bubble all the time. They bring up what he did in the bubble, which he was, bad in Denver the last series. Of course, we get that, but they fail to talk about what happened in 2021. They
Right.
fail to talk about what he did, leading every category in the playoffs and through that stretch. They don't talk about that.
Nope. They don't even bring that up. Like it don't even exist to them.
And that's when I said to myself, yeah, it's an agenda out here for certain players. They want to try to, write the script for what players really are on the court. Now, let's talk about this Kawhi situation, man. What's your thoughts on Kawhi's injury? What do you think is going on, and are you concerned?
I mean, I'm a little concerned, but I kind of trust the Clippers a little bit, but I don't know, man. I just wish, like, you hear reports where he wants to play and they holding him back. What I mean, trying to be extra cautious. But I mean, if you don't win the games, what's you being extra cautious for? Or what are you being extra cautious for? You
Right.
know, you need to build up that chemistry. You need to, you don't need to wait till the last minute to try to throw him out there, and that didn't work before. You gotta let the players play together, man. You gotta let them build that camaraderie together. If he wants to play, let him play with John Wall too.
For real. If well, they let John play finally his back to back yesterday.
Yeah, I liked it that.
That was good, and I just find it weird people still will put like Bruce and Bubbles have Reggie over John, and I'm like, bro, if you look at the type of what John brings to first of all, he brings energy to the team. That's already enough as it is. He uplifts the team's energy. You got players running the lanes a little bit harder. You got players diving on the floor. You got players playing tougher defense. You got players, cheering each other on when John's on the floor, including Reggie. So
Right.
I don't see the point of having Reggie Jackson starting over John Wall if it's going to keep putting us in these holes to start off these games. Notice we've been starting off the games a lot better, and of course because we're not playing a stronger team. But I think even from here on out, if we want to be able to start these games better, we're going to have to find a way to put John Wall in the starting lineup and let Reggie
Yeah,
come
I
off the
agree with that.
bench.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I mean, I think I think Reggie's comfortable coming off the bench anyway. No, I don't think he has a serious contention with that as far as his play. You know what I mean? Like he can come off the bench. He's proven over his career that he can come off the bench. So, what
Yeah,
I mean? I think it's time to try it out at least.
yeah. I think what it is, bro. I think what it is his Ty Lue loves Reggie. So
He's earned the respect. I give him that, but what's better for the team?
yeah, no, I agree. I definitely think it's just, I mean, I don't think the players. To me, I think the players want John to start. I think
Yeah, I
Marcus
do.
Morris. I think who else? Ivica Zubac. I think Paul George. He's not gonna say it out loud because he's Reggie's best friend, but I think
Right.
deep down inside he would prefer John. And it's not nothing like, oh, he's so much, but he's just basically they bring two different things to the table,
Right.
and we
It's not
need
like
what.
we kicking him off the team. He just going to the bench. He's still gonna play big minutes.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just like Russ, bro. Like Russell Westbrook, he started off the bench and look how he looking.
He got his swag back.
He got his swag back, and people think they get so caught up in the starting. It's like, who finishes the game.
Right.
Who finishes. It's not about who starts. It's about who finishes. And my thing is, you gotta fix the problem. The Clippers have every type of personnel. They can play big, they can play small, they can run up the floor, they can use their stars in PG when Kawhi gets back. They can literally play any type of lineup they want to play. So I think Ty Lue needs to be making sure each game he sees the scouting report of every team and say, okay, we're going to start this rotation. We're going to finish with this rotation. If this goes wrong, we're going to use this rotation. Like he has so many options he can work with.
Right. Right. I think he just. I think he's taking it slow, but I kind of trust Ty Lue will figure it out. I think he will. I just want him. I just want him to try out the Reggie on the bench role, right? Like sooner.
Yeah, because I think if we start John for the OKC games, I think we would be right now 7-2 and not 5-4.
I agree.
I think we'll be 7-2, and I look at it too, man. What you think going on with Norman Powell? You got Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, Luke Kennard. Kind of break down what you think of those three guys, and when do you think they should be playing?
I think Terrence Mann is he's unsure of himself right now. But as far as Norman Powell, I think he's trying so hard to prove that he deserved to start. He deserved to be on the court more than the other players. That he just keeps pressing. He keep trying too hard. He needs to slow down and just play his game. He needs to just slow down. I think that's what it boils down to with him. Now with Luke Kennard, you said?
Yeah.
With Luke Kennard, I think he'll be fine. I think I don't know what that chest thing was last night, but I don't think there's really a problem with him. I think he just needs to play. Just shoot. He needs just to shoot. Just shoot.
Yeah. And for me, it's like, and even Amir Coffee, man. And I noticed, and that's what makes it so tough. And they don't even have Robert Covington. They didn't even have him last night.
Right.
It's hard when you got 12 guys who deserve to play.
Right.
To find minutes for everybody. But the solution to me is that each game is different.
Right. I agree.
Each game is different. You might have a team that's a jump shooting team, like I said earlier in the stream. I said last night would have been a perfect game for Luke Kennard because the Spurs were stretching the floor and they were passing the ball. So you need to be able to keep up with the shooting. So you got to make sure you have other players to space the floor. Because at one time, the Clippers were down by, I think, 10 points. And really what happened was Paul George took over their best player. Yeah, he took over. But the Spurs figured it out like in the second quarter. I knew Pop was going to do that. He used ball movement and three-point shooting to beat this team. And they were getting open shots and good shots that was getting the crowd into it. So the Clippers were getting lost on defense, getting the ball. Because you can't outrun the ball.
Right.
So you getting lost on defense, your head is turning. I saw Reggie Jackson's body language. He was frustrated because they're like, you can't stop that. Like the Spurs are known for that type of thing.
They trust each other.
Exactly.
Pop is going to demand that they trust each other.
Exactly. So now you're going to have to find other ways to, counteract that. And if we didn't have Paul George last night, we would have lost that game.
Yeah, we would have.
So
yeah, we would have. I agree with that. Yeah, we would have.
what you think about how can I say it? How do you think we match up to some of the other top teams in the league? The Memphis Grizzlies, when they get the Golden State Warriors, the Phoenix Suns, all the other top teams. How do you think we match up?
I think we match up well against Golden State and the Phoenix Suns. The issue I don't like about the Memphis series is they got them energetic rebounders. So we're gonna have to crash the boards real well in that series. But other than that, I think we match up well with them too. But we gotta crash the boards with that. We can't be lackadaisical like we be with some teams, where we don't crash the boards. We just let Zubac think he gonna get every rebound. We can't do that. That's a bad mistake in a series like that. With those energetic rebounders, we can't do that against teams like that.
Mm-hmm.
They got them young rebounders like
Yeah,
Powell. He
yeah,
dominated for Memphis last year in the playoffs on the board.
and that's what. And be honest with you, bro, a series like the Memphis, if we play Memphis, we can use Amir Coffey more. We can use um, Norman Powell. Hopefully, gets out of his slump, but we can use more of our athletic players.
Right.
Give Brandon Boston some minutes.
True. True. I would like to see him play a little more. Just period. I'm not.
Yeah,
I understand. I understand. There's so many good guys on the team that you got to find minutes for them. But say we playing those young teams, give them a shot. When we playing those young teams, let them run. You know what I mean?
no,
So
I
we can.
agree.
Hey, I think we should let the young center, the rookie center, run some against those young teams too.
The Abate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the small ball too. I think Ty Lue fell in love with the small ball because it worked against the Mavericks. It worked against Luka. When we have to remember, the small ball was used because we had defenders who were able to stay in front of the ball, like
Right.
a Patrick Beverly, who was a defensive hound. You had Kawhi there. You had those guys on the perimeter to be able to play defense.
Right.
So if you're not staying in front of your man, you're putting
Big man at risk.
in
Yep.
jeopardy. So it only works if you play defense on the perimeter. It only works if you got where you can switch every position.
Right.
So
And I think when Diabate gets developed, he gonna work good for that. But you got to get him minutes. You got to let him run and make those mistakes, learn from them, stuff like that. But we don't want it to
Ben,
come at expenses of games though. So I kind of understand.
Ben Best said we our biggest problem will be New Orleans and Denver. I agree with New Orleans. I'm not so sure about Denver. I think if we fully constructed, I know we'll beat Denver
Right.
because I remember when we played Denver, and I think Nicholas Batum was guarding Nikola Jokic pretty well, and then
Right.
Ivica Zubac was given to Jokic on the other end. So it all goes through Jokic. Everything goes through him. So if
Right.
we cut the head off the snake, then they don't really have much. I mean, Jamal Murray is not looking like he was in the bubble. Michael Porter Jr. he still has that back injury. So I'm not really too concerned about Denver. New Orleans is a different story. I think
Yeah, I don't like the way we match up against New Orleans.
New Orleans, because of
They're a bad
their
matchup for us.
physicality, and I think Zion's a problem. He's a
And they
problem for us.
long too.
They long as hell, and they play defense, and they're well coached.
Right.
So that's the team that I really don't like to face is New Orleans. But if you tell me Kawhi's there,
Right.
oh,
That's a different
that
story.
everything changes.
Yep.
Everything
That's a
changes.
totally different story. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
man.
agree with that. New Orleans is a problem without Kawhi.
Shit, man. But I got another question. Everybody hit that like button if you guys want to come here. Hit the link, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. What you think about? Um, do you think we're missing anything? Do you think we're missing another piece?
Athletic
You feel like we're
rebounder.
good?
Athletic rebounder. I think we have it in the roster, but I don't know if he's ready yet. And that's the Diabate kid. I don't know if he's ready yet. I think he could be exactly what we need if I just that rookie year, being a rookie, and I know he's gonna get in foul trouble. That's what kind of worries me. But I think he got the skill set to do it, though.
So would you put Diabate or Moses Brown?
I like Moses Brown, but I think he got the ability to get out. He got the tendency to get out of control, and
Yeah,
that'll create turnovers. You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
But when he's clicking, he's a problem.
Yeah, because he got these. What is he? 7'3"?
7'2".
7. Yeah, and I think the only thing with him is his coordination.
Right.
That's the only thing. Like, I mean, to be that tall, I mean, it's hard to be coordinated. So, I mean, you might have to. You can't jump. You can't go down in weight or go down in height. So, he wants to probably work on his coordination, his footwork,
Right. And his balance.
his balance. Yep.
Like
That's it.
he need to be on that balancing ball, like all every time they working out, he need to be on that balancing ball.
Oh, that's what it's about, bro. That's what it's about. My man, October very own. You know what I'm saying? My barber up in here, bro. What's going on with your Warriors, man? They looking bad.
Poole is not better than Ja. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I ain't gonna put him over Ja. Nah, I want to put him over Ja. So,
I like
but
Poole, but he looked like Draymond knocked the swag out of him
yeah,
so far.
they got that big contract, man.
Yeah, that could be it too.
But I'm not seeing this whole Golden State is running away with the title this year. I'm not seeing it.
I'm not seeing it either. I'm not seeing it either. They look a step older. Like I mean, it's like the house is crumbling a little bit.
Right.
Not, I think they got the talent to patch together, but will they be as dominant as they was last year? I don't know about that.
Nah, because you look at the West, all the teams are back healthy.
Right.
So if you was to ask me when they play the Clippers, I think the Clippers just got too much for the Warriors, bro. I think they
I
got too
think we
much
match up
depth.
well with them.
Yeah, I'm saying we got too much depth. We got too much length. We got too much size. Our coach is just as good as Steve Kerr, and I think we have the best player in that series. I think
Right.
Kawhi would be the best player.
Right.
So, and then Paul George, and you telling me I got a PG who's playing like, man,
Yeah.
that's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary as hell. So,
And it's if you got Norman Powell back playing like himself too, man, I don't know if they can handle that.
my thing is
Oh,
the
go
only
ahead.
thing is they have to be able to. This is where a system comes in, moving the ball, setting screens, because you got a lot of talented scorers on that team. So I would like for players to touch the ball. I would like the players to all touch the ball. Only people that the ball should be setting with is Kawhi and PG. Like hold
Yes.
on to the ball and be doing what they want to do. It like Reggie doing that, and you got Norman doing that. I mean, that's where the offense gets stagnant, turnovers happen. So I think Kawhi and PG are the only ones to me that should be holding on to the ball.
I agree.
So
I agree with that. I think they needed, like Morris said in the interview the other day. Everybody got to learn to sacrifice. You know what I mean? Everybody, we can't rely on what's on the back of our jersey. We need to know we
right.
all got to buy in. I like when he said that. I hope he's saying that to everybody in the locker room.
No, he is, and that's why I got so upset with people who said Mook should be traded. I'm like, do you not
Right.
understand what Marcus Morris is to this team? He's the vocal leader of the team. He's the toughness, and he makes a lot of tough shots. If you've been noticing, as far as the most consistent Clippers this year, I think it's been Ivica Zubac and Marcus Morris.
I agree.
I think he's perfected that little turnaround, little shake, mid-range shot. He gets to his
Mm-hmm.
spots. He doesn't need to take a lot of dribbles. And that's what we're going to need in the playoffs, man. Marcus Morris going to be big for them
And
in the
he looked a
playoffs.
lot healthier today than he did last year.
He had that same
He's actually
that
sitting in
whole
the
knee
chair
injury
again.
thing. That's what Kawhi's dealing with. He sat off. If you remember, he sat out for the entire season or the entire month. He came back after that month and looked a totally different person.
Right.
So I'm not sure if that's probably what they need to do with Kawhi because I mean we're still early in the season. I mean, what I think PG can hold the fort down for a month or a few weeks until you get the knee right.
Right.
So
Yeah, I agree. If that's what they need to do, they need to hurry up and do it now. Why wait?
yes, sir. He said Kawhi been eating Golden State lunch since he came into the league. Exactly, bro.
Facts.
And I don't know. And to me, I don't know if people forgot, but in 2017, people talk about the Warriors super team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people in the comments can say what they want to say too. The first game they played against the Warriors, he was cooking the whole
Cooking,
team,
cooking,
the entire team. Katie,
cooking
Clay,
them.
Draymond, like it doesn't matter who it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say that if he doesn't get hurt, the Spurs beat the Warriors that year?
Yeah, it didn't look like they had any answers in sight.
I'm telling you, they I think that's, and if I'm not mistaken, in the season they beat them in the season series. I think 2-1, and I think the Spurs had the personnel and the team to beat the Warriors. I think they
Right.
really did.
Right. And Pop ain't Doc. He ain't blowing 3-1 leads. Pop ain't Doc.
Yeah, I just want people to think about that because we seen, and like I said, man, like when you watching ball, you can just tell players on side. They had no issue. They had no answer for Kawhi at all. And
Mm-mm.
that's when before he got that injury. So he still had more athleticism. He still has athleticism now. But if Kawhi didn't get hurt, bro, could you imagine a Kawhi that didn't get hurt?
Man, he'll have them MVPs, I think. Them
Bruh.
MVPs that the casual fans be talking about. He'll have those if he didn't get hurt, I think.
Man, talk about 2019. People say, well, KD and Clay got hurt. Well, first off, KD got hurt. Well, last time
Yeah,
I
Clay
checked,
was there.
Clay was there and they were still down for most of that series. So let's not say and act like Clay missed the entire. He was there and they were still down. And
Right.
and really the case would be the same as it was 2019. It's going to be Steph against Kawhi. And based off of what we've seen so far, if you're going to tell me the team I'm taking with the leader and both teams healthy, I'm taking Kawhi every time because his ability to play both ways, his ability to come in through the clutch, where we've seen Steph Curry in the clutch be
Yeah,
a
he did.
little bit shaky.
Last year was the first time I seen him step up in a really, really big moment. Like
Right.
before that, he played well through the series, yes. But when you really, really need him, he would disappear.
Bro, why do you think people talk about Clay so much because that was
Right.
supposed to be the closer. That's the
Right.
guy that a lot of times would come in, hit those shots. And Clay, we can just say it. He's not what he used. He's not what he's, and that's not a knock on him. We understand it, but you're gonna go up against a Clipper team, and I've been saying this with PG. I can't tell. Sometimes I can't tell. They'll be like, I know Kawhi is better, but I'll be like looking like, damn, PG got things he can do to me. He makes it look easier
He
than what
got
Kawhi does.
he's got levels that he can reach that Kawhi can't reach, but Kawhi is more consistent.
Exactly. There you go. And that's what I meant to say. Like he how he plays basketball. I look at PG from the eye test, bro. He should be a top 5 player in this league.
Right.
Easy.
Right. He got everything in his bag. He just got to believe he can use it like anytime he wants to.
Anytime he wants to. Anytime. He said, BJ, the Clippers and Warriors make my job easier. Keep doing what y'all do. That's a Cavs fan right there. So we got them on Monday, I think. We play the Cavs on Monday. How do you think we match up against the Cavs?
They long, but I think they youth can come back and bite them. So I think we can use they youth against them if we play the game smart. Like we're gonna have to. I would like to see us attack them long big men and get them in foul trouble. Like I need PG, getting downhill. I need John Wall getting downhill. Attacking that paint. You know what I mean? That's what I think we need to do against them.
No, I agree because, like I said, once John Wall gets unleashed, and I
Right.
mean really unleashed,
Right.
boy, because he ain't really when I'm watching him play, he doesn't get up as high as he used to get up, but he can still get up, and he still has the same speed.
Right.
So it's like he's developed a better jump shot. He's still giving you high assist numbers with low minutes. I'm like, what did he really lose?
Right. He lost. I'll tell you what he lost. He lost a little bit of first step.
Yeah.
But he was so fast that he's still faster than everybody else.
Exactly. Exactly. He still all he did was drop down to the people's levels, and he
Right.
still got that burst of speed over everybody else. Like I'm like he blowing past the young guys from the OKC Thunder. He blowing right past them. He blowing right past those young guys on the Houston Rockets, the young guys on the Spurs who are in their 20s. Like John Wall's 32. He's had 2 major injuries. He's still getting past players.
Right. Yeah, that
man.
shows you how fast he was when he was in his prime, man. He was explosive. He's one of the most athletic guards that's ever came in this game in his prime.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think if you talk about with the ball, I mean, who would you put with him? De'Aaron Fox, probably. I mean, Derrick Rose, of course. Russell Westbrook. Like, but with the ball in their hands, I think at that time, I think John Wall was the fastest player with the
Right.
ball.
With the ball, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, with the ball, he absolutely was. Like they was good, attacking the rim and everything, but for full court, I don't think they was fast as John Wall.
Yeah, and you notice his strides, how he takes his strides, his body. He has very good body mechanics.
Right.
Like,
He's got great balance in the air too.
Great balance, great body control, great hands. Like, and he ain't small. He's 6'4". He ain't got length.
Right.
So
that's why he can switch. He's a good switch player on defense with us too. Like he ain't a liability at all. Even at his later age.
Nah, he's not. He's still sit down in that chair and he'll still, you know what I'm saying, move laterally, you know what I'm saying, with lateral quickness. I mean, he still got that.
Yeah, I'm happy we picked him up.
Yeah, man.
I knew that was gonna help out. As
Yeah,
soon
people
as it
talking
happened,
about he
I
was
was like,
washed and he was done. I'm like, bro.
I knew right from the beginning he wasn't washed. I knew right from the beginning he wasn't.
Yeah,
The only
I
thing
was like,
you could worry about with him is staying healthy. But I knew if he's healthy, he's not washed.
let me ask you this question. Do you think he believes that he can still hang with some of the top point guards like the Steph Currys, like the Ja Morants, like the Damian Lillards, like the Chris Pauls? Do you think John Wall still has that belief, or do you think that he's at a point in his like where he's like, nah, that part of my life is gone?
I think he still believes it, but I think he's willing to sacrifice for a championship. I believe he's gotten to that stage in his career where he like, I still got it, but me being by myself on a non-contender team, I'm not gonna get nothing accomplished. So I need to go here and sacrifice. I think he understands that.
Yeah, I agree. I
But I
agree.
think
Cause
he truly believes that he still got it.
shit, and there was an interview I remember listening to where he was talking about like he said like he was ready and prepared, and he's one of the few guards that's averaged I think 20-10 or 20-9 in his whole career. Like one of the few point guards that's done that in NBA history. He doesn't get
And he
that
don't
same
get the
respect.
respect either.
He don't
Yeah.
get that respect, and it's all because I understand winning, but when you look at it in a nutshell, there he's saying some true shit. Like he's saying, "Look, I averaged 20 points in my career. I've averaged 9 assists. Who else has done that in their career? Steph Curry ain't done that, and he's one of the top 3 point guards of all time.
Right.
Damian Lillard ain't done that. Chris Paul ain't done that.
Right.
These guys who are considered better than me ain't even accomplished that. Let alone I am faster than them with the ball. I'm a more better two-way player than those guys, but I don't get the same respect. So I think he's
Right.
coming in with a chip on his shoulder where he's looking to destroy people at the same time,
Right.
which
Right.
is that's a plus for us.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And,
Man,
and and what's crazy is like I think yes, some of it is like he ain't really won nothing. I think that's part of it. But I think the other part of it is people are just so stuck on recency bias, man. Like people do not they don't care what you did in your career. If you last they remember of you is you hurt, then you washed. If last
yeah,
thing they remember of you, unless you LeBron James, like
right.
like they let him get away with everything. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole nother that's a whole
His
nother
fans is
stratosphere.
crazy with me. More man, his fans is crazy. Like I have no problem with LeBron James, but his fans, man, I can't deal with it.
You can't deal with them, yeah. And it's not enough for you to give him a compliment. You can't give him no
You got to bow
criticism.
down.
You gotta bow down. If you don't bow down to him, then you a hater.
Right. That's what gets me about them. Like they can't accept. Oh, he's an all-time great. I got him in my top 10. But if you don't have him number one, oh, you a hater. What?
I don't understand that, but I mean that's what you call fandom. You
Yeah.
call worship,
Yeah. Blind witnesses.
blind witnesses, idolatry. Like that's what you call that. Like,
What you think about his recent play, though, man?
I mean, I think what he is right now, man, he's chasing that record. He wants that record. That's going to be his championship this year. Um, I think Last year he was very selfish.
Yeah.
People praised him for averaging 30 points a game. When in reality that didn't really help the team. Didn't impact the team. They won 33 games.
Right.
Russell Westbrook got all the blame, which what we're
All of
seeing,
it.
all of it, and what we're seeing now is it wasn't even probably probably like 80% of it wasn't even his fault.
Right. Right.
He he really just first of all was in a bad fit to start. You put him in a disadvantage by changing his game up. But when you put him with his own group, his own squad, he can play and do him. He looks completely different.
Right. Right. I agree. Like I think LeBron, I think Father Time, he's done it for 20 years though, man. Father Time is finally catching up to him.
Yeah,
And he don't know how to handle it. But nobody does really. When they great like that, they don't really know how to handle when it first hits them.
right.
You know what I mean? He's taking all these short shots. He's not getting to the rim like he used to. Like I think he needs to play closer to the basket, man. He need to get down in
Post
that
up.
paint and stop jacking shots.
He needs to post up. He needs to be more in the mid post. And that's
Right.
why I said he should be playing. He should be. They should use him as a big man now. They don't. They shouldn't be using him as a point guard anymore.
Right. But
Like
he's playing power forward, but he just don't want to let nobody up control the ball. Like they got him at power forward, but he's not paying power forward.
he's playing point forward,
Right.
right? And that's why I'm saying like then let Russell Westbrook run the offense because if you dump into LeBron and he has the vision to see above him and all that stuff. Because I saw this a couple years ago in the playoffs when they played the Suns. Before AD got hurt against the Suns in 2021, it was Game 3, I believe, and LeBron was playing a lot in the post.
Right.
He was feeding guys. I think he was feeding KCP, feeding Alex Caruso, Dennis Schroeder backdoor. He was feeding them. And I'm like, this is beautiful to watch LeBron play like this because it's
Right.
showing his IQ and him passing out the post to shooters, passing out the post to cutters, passing out the post period. But when you got him taking these long threes, these sidestep threes, these step back threes, clank, 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 bricking, it takes the team out your offense.
Right. Especially when you know these players look up to you. So you
Right,
sitting there bricking all game. They like, man, why am I playing so hard if he don't even want to play? Because that's the notion that gives your teams when you just jacking shots. Like you ain't really trying.
right. And that's
And
why
you don't
Russell
and you
Westbrook's a
don't give
better.
the effort on defense like you man, come on now. You gotta switch it up, Brian. I know you smarter than this.
That's why Russell Westbrook's
Like
a
you said,
better. Russell
like
Westbrook's a better. He's a better fit for this because when you notice when Russell's playing point, the last 3 games pushing the pace, tempo,
energized.
energy, playing with Anthony Davis, they look different. And if you
Mhm.
getting shots up and moving and running, and the game is going and flowing, guys are getting warm. Guys are going to be
Mhm.
willing to run the lanes, and it's just a better overall situation than a LeBron run the point where he's dribble, 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 stagnant, keeping the ball. Same thing with Luka Doncic does. It puts a disarray on your team, it puts shackles on your team. Guys just standing in a spot in the corner waiting for the ball to shoot. And it's like nobody wants to play like that.
Right. It's pretty much the Rockets offense when James Harden was dribble, dribble, dribble. He just
Yep.
ain't doing a bunch of dribbles.
Right. Right.
He got
Exactly.
guys just standing around.
Exactly. That's why I said put LeBron in the mid post,
Right.
um, put LeBron in the post, and let him operate. You know what I'm saying, through kicking the ball out off of double teams, fadeaway jumpers, or just bullying his way to the basket
Right.
because
He's a
he's doing
mismatch
that
every time he's
already.
on the court.
He's already bullying when he drives to the basket. So all you would be doing now it's being closer and not using as much energy.
Right.
So
if Ham is smart as they said he was coming in, he should figure that out pretty soon and put him in the post. Because LeBron don't seem like he want to do it voluntarily.
yeah, I mean, well, shit. If Westbrook was able to sacrifice and say that he'll do whatever it takes and come off the bench, I mean, you would think LeBron would say, you know what? Okay, Westbrook did it. Let me be a leader. Let me do it now. I'll move to the post. I mean, Kobe said it. Kobe told him. He said, you need to get down the post and start posting
Right.
up guys.
Right. Not only that, but think about it. AD went to the 5. He said he didn't want to play the 5. He wasn't playing the 5. He's
Right.
sacrificing too. So you need to get in the post, LeBron.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Everybody around you is doing what they said they was gonna do. Now it's only you that
Mm-hmm.
ain't doing it right now.
Yeah, I mean that's a good. That's a good. I just got a text from the Clippers or Clippers player development coach. I told him that keep telling PG to come off those screens hard. His shot is looking automatic because of his legs are in it. He said facts.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's good advice too.
And that's why I was seeing too from PG. I was like, bro, you notice, and tell me if I'm wrong, but do you notice sometimes when PG's having off games how he doesn't move with energy off the ball? He comes to the ball like
Right.
nonchalantly and just say, here,
Right.
give it to me, just chucks the shot instead of coming off the screen hard, instead of coming off the pin downs hard, the flare screens hard. I know I'm losing our basketball terminology, but just moving with a purpose. If
No, I
you
get what
move
you're
with a
saying.
purpose, your legs are going to get into it to the point where you're going to start getting a sweat. Even if you missed a shot or two, you're going to eventually start making shots. But
Right. And that's
if you're
mental.
still shooting, if you're still walking into the ball, you're still shooting the ball cold.
Right. When he's going like that, he's like it looks like he's just going through the motions instead of just playing. Just play. Go through it. You know what I mean? You know what to do. Go through it like you're supposed to. Like he needs to be coming out those screens hard, just like you said. Yeah, you're right. I couldn't agree more.
It's like, damn. Like, I know PG can shoot better than this. I'm like, what is the problem? Then I started watching film. I was like, okay. He being a shooter, you gotta shooters, if you notice before they catch the ball, they're already ready to shoot the ball. But when you
Right.
start up tall, you just like coming, it's like you're not ready to shoot. Your
Mm-mm.
legs ain't into it, you're not coming off hard, you're not getting no elevation. So it's all basic mechanics. And once I seen him actually do that this whole week, and I'm like, his shot looks great. He's shooting 58% from the field and 54% from the three. Now, if he does that consistently to the point, no matter who's on him, bro, I'm telling you, I just wish I can tell PG, like, bro, you don't know the ability that you really have, bro. Like, you gotta stop taking a back seat to everybody, taking a back seat to
Right.
people. You know what I mean? You don't need to do that.
You don't need to do that. And I don't even think Kawhi wants them to do
He don't. I
that. Right.
swear he don't. I
Right.
promise you.
That's
He
why he
said,
called for you, man. He wanted you to be what you are.
I'm like, bro, what was the point of bringing you here if you gonna water down your game? I need you to be yourself. Now, of course, you're not gonna average 30 points because you got so many. You don't have to, but you know what I'm saying? Like mismatches should be every night. I don't think there's. I mean, who would you say at his position would like just because he's a shooting guard? Who's better than Paul George at shooting guard?
You have to help me out with that one.
Devin Booker, no. Jimmy Butler,
Nope.
no. Chris Middleton, no. DeMar DeRozan, no.
Nope. Nope. I
don't
wouldn't take
know.
either one of those over. Now you got those guys got a case, but they ain't none of them better.
Nah, Jaylen Brown, I'm not taking him over Paul George. Klay Thompson,
Nope.
no. I'm like, who's better than Paul George at shooting guard? People in the comments can help me out.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
That
he
should be a
got to have that in
mismatch
his head.
every night.
He got to have that in his head. Yes,
Shit.
like man, we on the same page on that one.
Bro,
Like
I'm
for
telling you.
real. I be thinking the same thing. I swear I do.
So
Like
that
just
just tells you this it's mental. It just tells you that's what it's all mental.
right. He got to believe it, man. Like say he had the confidence of some of these. Like give him Ja Morant's confidence. Man, he be easily top five.
He probably the best player in the league.
Right.
Because really, Giannis, I don't consider him. I see he's just the most dominant, but he has holes in his game.
Yeah, he do.
He has holes in his game.
But he got
So
heart though.
he got hella hard. Don't get that. Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying, like as far as
But
basketball, watching the
he got
game,
many holes in his game.
right? His ability, what he can do. I mean, PG don't really have no weaknesses. He don't have no weaknesses.
Mm-mm. Nope.
That shot he took on what was it Wednesday, bro? That looked like Kobe. That shot
It
he blew,
did.
it looked just
It
like Kobe.
did.
It looked just like look at
Right
that shit.
behind the basket. Yeah, he looked like Kobe right
That looked
there.
like
Yeah.
Kobe. That looked like Kobe when he shot that shot against the Suns. Um, I think over, Tim Thomas. Bro, man, come
Yeah.
on, man.
Right.
Look at the cameraman underneath Paul George's leg, looking like, oh my gosh, bro, his mouth wide
Yeah,
open.
they they look like they knew it was over too. They
Bro,
was like, oh,
that was it's like you don't have look who's guarding him. Eric Gordon, who's like 6 inches shorter. So it's like that should be a mismatch every single night.
right.
Every night. That's just a mismatch. Against the they play the Jazz. I think they gonna probably put Jared Vanderbilt on him,
Yeah, they
which
probably put Jared. Probably some of that. What was his name? Butler? No, not Butler.
Beasley.
Beasley.
Oh, he's gonna torch him. Malik Beasley ain't no defender at all.
Yeah,
Um,
they gonna play them on him most of the time. I think them two.
oh, he said Donovan Mitchell. I think PG's better than Donovan, bro.
Yeah.
He proved that in the playoffs back in 2021. He was the best player. Like people think that once Kawhi left, that it was over. Really, all it became was PG against Donovan Mitchell.
Yep.
So PG again, two-way player. You know, he took over that series.
Right. And I wish he had that mentality all the time, man. Like when he knows he has to take over, he plays his best. But he need to feel like he can do that all the time. Like I just wish he felt like that all the time.
All the time. All the time. I don't know why he don't think that. I don't know why he has to continuously ask himself if I'm really that. I'm like, yes,
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 you
you're
are.
that good. You're you are that good. You want to know the question? Are you that good? Yes, you're that good. You're 6'8",
Right.
with handles like Kyrie Irving, shot like Tracy McGrady, playing defense on the other side. Bro, you are that good. Like
Right.
your God-given ability is there. Just trust it, believe it, and have the faith and confidence, and everything else will fall where it's supposed to fall.
Right. Right. Like he's got Tracy and Kobe ability, but he plays down to a young player like Jason Tatum who's just figuring it out. Like, you better than Jason Tatum.
Hell yeah.
just play like it.
Jason
play
Tatum.
Like it. You better than him. He's still figuring it out.
Tatum. I don't think he's better than Jimmy. I think Jimmy's better than Tatum.
Yeah, he's smarter. Jimmy's smarter.
But yeah, bro. We gonna end this live. We're gonna be back tomorrow, bro. You guys start coming on more. You have a good knowledge of the game, man. You guys start coming on to these Clipper Talks more.
For sure.
Yes, sir, man. But definitely appreciate you, bro, man. Salute.
I appreciate you too. Salute.
Yeah, man. Have a great Saturday. Go Clips.
All right, you too.
Peace. Man, great show. You know what I'm saying? My man OC Love, thank you for coming in, bro. Y'all continue to like, share, subscribe to Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Show your love, man. Questions of the day in the comment section. Do you guys believe that Paul George, how far he can carry the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard? I'm saying hypothetically, right? Do you think he's a top 10 player? Do you think he has the ability to be a top 5 player? I want to hear that in the comment section. I want to hear who should be starting. Should it be John Wall, Reggie Jackson? Do the Clippers need another center? Do they need another big man? What do you think of Kawhi's situation? Do you think he's coming back anytime soon? I want to hear all y'all opinions and comments, bro. Whether I agree or not, I'm always here to listen, bro. And I definitely appreciate all the love and support. Continue to like, share, subscribe, continue to donate to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. And we're respecting you today. Till next time, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull out. Peace. I didn't like swim well.